I have to put a disclaimer before this video, because if I didn't give this disclaimer, I'd get comments on this video saying, well, who gives a damn about the Netherlands or Belgium? The answer is you really, really, really should. It's a canary in the coal mine, and it's that apocalypse seen off in the distance by someone standing on the mountaintops like, hey, look what's coming. Look at that. Oh, look, it's headed our way. That's the reason why you should care. I don't care. I don't live in those countries. That's not the point. They're using that as a test bed. Yeah? It's not my opinion. That's a fact. They're already implementing some of these things, and you can see it off on the horizon here already in the United States. This is about the Netherlands and also to Belgium. I'll find all sorts of videos, unless happened a few days ago. Farmers throughout the northern regions of Flanders, Belgium. There's over 5,000 tractors. They're blocking off the town. They're implementing the same thing there that nobody's heard really anything about the Netherlands. I know the folks from there say, oh, you got to say it right. You got to say Netherlands. You're in the United States, say the Netherlands, right? I haven't heard anything out of the Netherlands, but it's actually getting worse there. This whole radical, insane nonsense about nitrogen. And I'd like to read over some points, and there have been some stuff that's been happening, and nobody's been emailing me except a couple people about this, and I keep my eyes peeled and my head on a swivel, as you very well should, and if you're not, then you're making a big mistake. Agricultural organizations said in a joint statement that the nitrogen agreement as it now stands will cause a socio-economic carnage, basically a socio-economic apocalypse or disaster, and this is undeniable. There are many evidences of this throughout history, not only in Germany but also too in Russia, and they did the same thing in China. There's a name for it when the Mao Revolution came through, and I forget what it is they thought they knew more than the farmers, who absolutely, are up to their pits in the mud and the dirt and actually knew how to plant and do things. But the government thought that they knew better, and millions of people starved to death. There are so many evidences of this through history. Oh, we know you've been farming the land for generations, but we know more than you do. There's nobody that loves the land more than the farmers. People think that, it's just people in the city, and this is true basically all over the world, these pseudo-intellectual fools think they know more about the land than the people that care about the land. Because if you don't care about the land, then it's going to be very quickly ruined, and then you wouldn't be able to plant anything on it, and then the farmer would either starve to death or go broke. So they're actually forced to care about the land. It's not like they have a natural proclivity to care. I mean, many of them do, since they own the land. But I mean, they're forced to also care about the land if they didn't care about it already. It's just absolutely insane. Do you know nitrogen makes up 70% of the atmosphere, right? It's like some sort of pollutant, nitrogen is. Completely ridiculous. The police, and there's video out there, I've seen some video of this, police are using heavy machinery to tip over the tractors with the farmers inside. When protesters, I've seen several videos. One is a guy gets in front of the police are using bulldozers and some lifting equipment, non-farming lifting equipment, to try to tip over the farmers that were protesting inside their farm tractors, and people got in front of them between the tractor and the police heavy gear, and then these people with no markings on their lapels or shirts came in and threw them in vans and hauled them away. I mean, that's so totalitarian and fascistic. There we go. I'm going to edit that out of this video. Tongue twister there. I don't often say that word. I'm always thinking that word, but not often saying it. It's just so evil. It's completely beyond the pale. Holland is smaller, by the way, than West Virginia. The one thing I wanted to think about that's not on my list here is that Well, these are the second largest exporters and producers of food in the world. This tiny little country, yeah, the Netherlands. You can say Holland, you can say Netherlands. These are the most resourceful. Like to grow a kilogram of tomatoes, they use something like 4 liters of water or something like that versus like 110. The global average is like 30 times higher than what these Dutch farmers use to grow a kilogram of tomatoes. They're literally the most educated farmers on earth. Collectively, they are. The Dutch, the Netherlands. They care about their land. Some of this land has been in their family since the 1300s. I mean, can you imagine that? Recently, and nobody's talking about what's going on there, and it's absolutely horrific, at least not recently. 7 farmers have already committed suicide over this because this is their livelihood and their life, and they're being forced to quit. Town squares outside of citizens' homes are flying upside-down flags of the Dutch nation, which is a sign of distress. This symbol, of course, is rooted in maritime code, where the vessel that's in distress due to weather or whatnot would fly its national flag upside down. The government's plans involving nitrogen regulation, which is now being weaponized to reshape the Dutch landscape and disenfranchise, basically rob and steal. Basically, it's like eminent domain. Family farms that have been thriving for upwards of 15 or more generations. One particular party in Holland named D66 is the strong supporter of these anti-farmer policies. D66 is a consortium of NGOs run by shady interest groups, the media, state administrators, with a $25 billion slush fund called the Agricultural Transition Fund, which aims to buy out farmers' land. This is going to starve the people. And please, you think, well, it's just affecting those countries, Belgium and the Netherlands. The second largest exporters of food in the world. It's a tiny little country. Not collectively, but I think per capita, the second largest. By 2023, July, which is this year, this is 2023, by July of this year, 2023, somewhere slightly greater than 50% of dairy and livestock farmers in Holland will be thrown into total bankruptcy. And there's not one media outlet, except for myself apparently, mainstream or otherwise, is taking any consideration into dissecting this tragedy that's going on. One of the advocates for these crazy, insane nitrogen policies is Thierry de Groot. He told us that the prices of food are too low and they need to rise. I forget, he's the MP of the Netherlands, I believe. Thierry de Groot, that the prices of food are too low, they need to go up. Oh yeah, that'll really help out the poor people. That's a great idea. It'd be a great way to starve and kill them off. Here's the other one of the leaders, and of course a leader in name only. Leaders that destroy things and wreck things are not leaders. They're actually demons by definition. This person's name is Van der Waal. He said, "We are the first country to reach the limit of what nature can tolerate." Based on what? That's total bunk. That's poppycock twaddle, lies, hogwash, and nonsense. We have to find a new balance with nature. For too long we have had more development than our nature can bear. This is called Nature 2000, the demonic plan, designating 18% of EU nations as Nature 2000 areas. It could be disturbed in any way, including, they cannot be disturbed in any way, including rewilding back to the forests. In most EU countries, these Nature 2000 areas are concentrated in large forested areas. Holland is the most developed regions in Western Europe. It hasn't had these forests for centuries. So all of a sudden it's emergency. Holland hasn't had, these big forests in centuries, but they want to starve everybody to death. Bankrupt the hell out of people that have had these farms since the 1300s, some of them. Really, really smart. Preserve Nature 2000 areas in Holland are scattered across plots of mostly private farmland. They want to undermine the property owners' rights of these farms, and all adjacent farms fall under severe regulatory scrutiny. There is nothing but pure evil afoot on this. And you think, well, I don't care about Belgium or the Netherlands. Well, you should. They're using this as a test bed for here. You should see the video of the 5,000 plus farm tractors that in the northern region of Flanders in Belgium. It's going on in multiple countries. You got the Netherlands, you got Belgium. The French have been protesting this garbage. They're talking about the same filth in Canada, the same filth in Australia, the same filth, cow farts. That was a cow fart emergency? They're talking about nitrogen like it's some sort of toxic waste. It's 78% of the atmosphere, you fools. It's a greenhouse gas. No, it's 78% of the atmosphere. You know, you pump in CO2 into greenhouses to make the plants grow. This is the reason why trees grow so much better in cities. Not that I'm an advocate of city smog or whatnot. Plants suck up CO2, you know, which is exhausted out of the tailpipes of cars. They love that stuff. That's why they grow faster. The same identical tree, a clone of same. You stick it out in the countryside, you stick one in downtown. The one in downtown will grow faster, better, quicker. Not that I'm a fan of downtown versus the countryside, by the way. I own a good bit of farmland myself. You should have a place to grow your own food. They are trying to starve you. Get ahead of it. You need to have your head on a swivel. You need to get ahead of it. Yeah, these farmers are committing suicide in the Netherlands. They've worked their butt. Oh, one guy, I should have taken a picture of it. Not only is he forced to leave his farm, but they're forcing him, because he has dairy cows, they're forcing him to take this hand-built barn of his and burn it to the ground or tear it down. Yeah, sure, yeah, that would be really good for these people. They're liars. They're filthmongers. They're wrecking that country. They're wrecking the other country. They're trying to wreck this one. They're just working in stages. If it all happened at once, there'd be a huge pushback. But they're doing it gradually through various means. That's the only way you can get away with it. You can't go at it full force. You have to slowly destroy. That's how you boil a frog. You don't turn the heat up and it jumps out of the pot. No, you gotta do it slowly. It's nice and warm. It's a little bit warmer. It's still bearable. Oh, it's too high. The frog's dead. It's over with. You should see the videos of the cops taking the heavy lifting equipment and taking these tractors that these farmers have tons of money in, because those tractors are really, really expensive. Sticking them underneath the farmers' tractors and tipping them over with the farmer in it. And when people stand in the way, like, oh, stop, you're then thugs, like 1930s Germany, are popping out of trucks and grabbing these people. They're not wearing insignias or anything to show who they are or what they are. Ski masks, some of them, so they don't want you to see who they are. Grabbing these people, throwing them in trucks. If that is not the highest level of totalitarian, fascistic evil that you could possibly imagine, then nothing is. There's only one level above that, and it's like, it involves places that squirt gas into rooms that you're locked in. That's one level above that. That's the only level above that. So that's going, and this is a really developed, highly civilized country. I said, yeah, of course that's English, right? Where's my highly sophisticated prop at? There we go. I say, fella, what? It's not funny at all. And I know they don't have an English accent. Let's take these guys. Their farm's been in the farm's been in their family for generations. Let's completely bankrupt them, force them for the sake of climate emergency to not grow anything, not have cows or pigs or grow tomatoes or corn. Let's starve everybody. Then we can claim eminent domain on the land because we're going to need to reforest it, return it to its natural state. It's been that way for centuries and centuries. These people have been farming. These are the most resourceful, most conservative and reserved and ecologically minded farmers on the planet. Can't you like stop a second and realize these are the most efficient farmers on Earth, and yet they're being told that they're wrecking the planet. You're wrecking it. You're wrecking it. Yeah, we need to destroy you, starve a whole bunch of people, return it's all that nitrogen. And of course, I'm breathing in 78% nitrogen right now, but it's toxic. You're creating too much. All your cow farts and all that fertilizer you're using to grow food, which feeds me and my family and everybody else, and it gets exported and feeds all those other people. Yeah, we need to stop that. People need to stop eating. You need to stop, paying your bills and trying to have a livelihood. No, we need to destroy you. Yes. Really, really sweet. People are just going along like they're daily. It's creeping up on them. And people are oblivious and they're not doing anything. They're just like letting these people get away with it. Now the 5,000 farm tractors say otherwise, but you should go look at the videos that are out there of the cops tipping over and wrecking the farm trucks with the farmers still in the truck. Sick, sick, sick. This is a global emergency. See, these people that are trying to destroy everybody and starve everybody and put everybody, but they think that they're doing this. They actually don't even believe that garbage. Let me be totally honest with you. They don't actually believe the garbage that they're pushing. Now, the lower level ones believe it because they're incredibly stupid. This is what they called useful idiots. So you have the people down here that are being wrecked, destroyed, and starved. Then you have the 90% of the useful idiots that are implementing this on all the people, starving them, destroying them. And then you have the 10%, it's actually less than 10%, that know what's going on, then are using the useful idiots like the puppets and the stupid stooges that they are to implement this tyranny and this evil upon the Dutch farmers and the farmers in Belgium. It's many countries, it's not just, well, I don't give a damn about those folks in the Netherlands, I don't even know where it is on a map. What do I care? Because it's being implemented in the largest countries at a slower pace, but it's just going full throttle there as a test field. And you should care. And you should have your head on a swivel. And have you ever thought about getting land so that you could grow your own food? Because you need to be self-sufficient. Anybody that relies on the government is the fool's fool. And being the fool's fool, if you are one of those, is not a good place to be. Self-reliance is God. Redundancy is God, really. Self-reliance are the angels that serve redundancy. It's a little bit cryptic there. I don't know if you could decipher it or not, but there's my position on evil tyranny. Tell me what you think. I read every comment.